Guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my favorite products for the month of October. I love favorite products. This is where I really get to sit down, think and analyze every single purchase that I made in the previous month, and I tell you what I think of them, if I really enjoy them or not. I have a nice mix of older and newer products, so these should be fun. I also have some skincare and a scent to share with you all. So if that sounds fun and this is your first time here, I'm Gigi. Thanks so much for clicking on my channel. I hope you stay and subscribe for more. Click that red button below and also come over to my Instagram, because over there we do fun things. I keep you posted on makeup sales. I update you on how I like or I didn't like a product and everything like that. So go ahead and follow me there, and without further ado, let's start. Alrighty friends, so let's begin, and before we do so, I have to tell you that this is an extremely special video. It is actually another collaboration with my beautiful friend Tara Lynn, and I just love Tara. Oh my god, I feel so lucky to call her my friend. I just feel like she's just the sweetest person on earth, and I truly, you guys, feel very connected to her. So I am very happy to be doing another video with her. She's of course going to be sharing her full you know, faves and fails of the month. So go ahead, if you don't know who Tara is, which I don't think you don't, but if just in case, I'm gonna leave all her information in my description box. She's brutally honest. You're going to love it. She does the most in the reviews on everything that she does. She breaks down prices. Oh my god, her content is just extremely amazing. But yeah, this is exciting. Tara, thank you so much for collabing one more time with me, and yeah, let's just begin. So let's begin in the order that I put things to my face, and the first thing that I want to talk about is this primer by Good Molecules. Good Molecules is a brand that I just absolutely adore. I just love everything. I've tried so many of their skincare products and they're just outstanding. This primer I love for winter time. This is their silicone-free priming moisturizer. It has a shea butter, macadamia seed oil, plant-derived silicones, and it's going to hydrate, smooth, and nourish the skin. And this just feels like a moisturizer. You can see that the texture is just white. It's just like a regular cream, but it's amazing. It really makes a, you know, really nice canvas for your makeup, and I love it. I love it for, you know, the cooler months, and I've been reaching for this quite a bit. More pricey primer that I've been loving is this one by YSL. It is their Touch ÉCLAT Blur Primer, and I just love this one. This is your more silicone, pore filling, perfecting, smoothing kind of primer. The texture is just really luxurious and beautiful, and this, even though it's a little bit of you know, silicone kind of primer, is not going to dry you out. I've been enjoying this primer quite a bit in the cooler months as well, because it is meant to be perfecting and hydrating. So this one is a beautiful primer if you're in the hunt for something more, you know, luxurious. And when it comes to complexion, I have few foundations to show. The first one, let's talk about GUERLAIN and L'Essentiel foundation. This is the one that I'm wearing right now. I have the shade 4W, and I love this foundation. This has a nice semi-matte finish. It is just perfecting and nice. It is up to 16 hours of wear, and I agree with all those claims. I feel like it doesn't have a ton of coverage, but it just evens out everything, and you can still see through my skin, which I appreciate. I don't really like extremely full coverage foundation, and that one just looks very nice and natural. As I said, I'm wearing it right now, and every time I wear it, it just wears really nice. Even if I'm outside, if I'm wearing a mask, it just wears very nice. So I love that foundation because, again, it looks really natural, but it's also very long wearing. And a foundation that I recently tried and I wanted to talk about maybe 2 weeks or so is the Huda Beauty Stick Foundation. I have the shade 310 G Amaretti, and I did a full review. I'm gonna link it above. I really like this foundation, you guys, for the quick days. This is just like a very easy swipe and go. The claims on this is that it's gonna be very long wearing and it's gonna be transfer proof. I mentioned in my video, I don't really necessarily agree with the transfer proof claims. I do feel like this transfer over to my mask, especially if it's a fabric mask. If it's one of those those disposable masks, I think I could get away with it a little bit better without transferring too much. But this is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It wears really nicely. It looks extremely natural, and that's why I love it. So for quick makeup days, I've been enjoying this one. For my more glam days, full coverage kind of days, my NARS foundation is where it's at. This is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have the shade Stromboli Medium 3. And this is a beautiful, again, I did a full review on this guy. I love this foundation, you guys. It's not extremely full coverage, but it covers absolutely everything. You look flawless, poreless, beautiful. I really like this foundation. I have combo skin for reference, and I don't feel like this foundation really emphasizes any dryness or anything like that. Usually around my mouth and sometimes around my face is very dry, and this one doesn't do that. So when I pair these two together, I think they're very nice. If you have drier skin, make sure just to prep properly. Just do a hydrating primer underneath, something really thick like the Magic Grim or something like that, and it's going to wear really beautiful. So this foundation is very nice, and I've been wearing it quite a bit. I suffer from dark circles. I mentioned this time and time again, and the corrector that I've been loving, I recently tried, is this one by Bobbi Brown. This is called their under eye corrector. I have this shade in medium to dark Biscuit, and I love this guide. It has a very nice coverage. The tone of it is salmony, as you can see, but it's not extremely dark. I think it's a perfect shade for my complexion, and it really gets the job done. I feel like if I pat it with my fingers, that's how I usually apply it. It really counteracts those dark circles, and it makes me look very, you know, just nice and awake. So I really love this corrector by Bobbi Brown. A concealer that I rediscovered that is just an old love of mine is this one by GOOG. It is their high coverage essential concealer. This is such an old concealer, and I always go back to it, always. I just finished one in the shade Honey. It's done, and I have Creme Brulee here, which is a little bit lighter, but I still, you know, I'm able to still get away with it. I purchased one, and now during this Sephora sale, I purchased Honey one more time because I love this concealer. The coverage of this concealer is incredible. I feel like this is super underrated. I love this concealer. You can see how much it covers. It's just beautiful, and it lasts a while on me. I really like this concealer by GOOG, so I highly recommend. This concealer is never too cakey, it's never too much, it never settles underneath my fine lines or anything, so it is a beautiful concealer by GOOG. When it comes to setting powder, I've rediscovered my love for Pat McGrath and her Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection powder. This is an under eye powder. I have the shade medium. I like to take it on a small brush, just like a really precise brush, something like this one by Sonia G, the Designer Pro. This is just perfect, you know, to set here, and to just take a little bit of it and press, and it makes you just blurred. It takes away every single pore. I would do like this, just patting motion, and even though you could think that I'm putting a lot, it is never too much. You're never gonna look powdery or anything. This is a really delicate powder. You can see that it has a lot of kickback if I'll show you, but it is stunning. It is a finely milled. I use it for all over my face. It is meant to be an under eye setting powder, but I use it everywhere, and I love it, you guys. It just feels very natural and nice, and this Designer Pro by Sonia is amazing as well. So I've been doing these two quite a bit this past month, and I wanted to, you know, just give them a good mention. When it comes to bronzer, I'm still hooked with my Charlotte Airbrush bronzer. I have the shade medium, and I love this bronzer. I take it all the way to my cheekbones, and I feel like it really gives me that blur effect, because this one has that airbrush technology that she has on her setting powder. So I do agree with that, and I do feel like if you take, say, I have a brush, like a big brush like this, and you take it and I'll do something like this to look a little bit more sun-kissed, and like I have got some color. This is just lovely, beautiful formula, beautiful powder. The compact is stunning. Another that I've been using a lot, another bronzer, and this one is in here, is this palette by Hourglass. It is their Sculptor palette. This bronzer is a little bit more reddish tone. Every single powder in here works beautiful. I've talked about this palette so much in my Flawless Complexion you know, video that went up recently. I love it, which by the way, I'm gonna link it above. Those are like 10 or 12 products that make me look and feel flawless. I loved that video, and every single product is a true ride and die for me, so highly recommend you watch that if you love complexion as much as I do. But anyways, this palette is beautiful, and I've been reaching for this quite a bit. Again, this is the newer one by And another bronzer that I've been just loving so much is this one by Shandelier. This one is in the shade Goa, which is a little bit more red than the Hourglass, you can see, but on the skin, you guys, this is just stunning. This has such a soft and beautiful formula. It is extremely pigmented, and they also have the shade Sienna, which I think I'm gonna be picking up soon because it is a little bit lighter than this one, and for winter it's going to be just beautiful. It just melts on your cheeks. This guy is just absolutely stunning. It is a pricey bronzer, but I think it is worth every single penny. I love it so much. And another bronzer that I keep reaching for and using a ton is this one by Gucci. I have the shade 3, and it is a little bit of a warmer kind of bronzer. I think I'm going to be picking up shade 2, that is a little bit more cooler. This is a beautiful formula. If you feel like splurging, either of these ones are beautiful. This packaging feel much more heavy and, you know, like what's the word I'm looking for, just more significant, if you will, than this one. But this one is stunning and just slick, and it has some devices here at top. I don't know if you're able to see, but it's not a completely flat bronzer. These two are beautiful. And speaking of Shandelier, the product that I'm wearing right now is this liquid blush. It is called their Cheek Gelée. It is a hydrating gel cream in the shade Happy. You're gonna see how easy this product apply. You just put it a little bit of the back of your hand, and with any brush, you just, you know, just stipple that on your cheekbones. Look at that glow. Look at that pink, happy pink. I love Barbie pinks like those for my complexion. I love this product. It is not sticky, so it sets dry. It's beautiful, you guys. Highly recommend this one's by Shandelier. They have multiple shades. I think they have 3 shades. I have Happy, which is the lightest, and I can still make it work you know, in my medium tan complexion. I do have to build it up, but I just love it. I have to mention this guy because it's just a very stunning. I constantly just go back to it. I love liquid blushes, and this is one of my favorite ones ever that I've ever tried. Like, best formula. It lasts a ton. Look at that. It just gives you it's just a healthy and beautiful glow. I highly recommend this. Blush Fanatic blushes from Wayne Goss. This is in the shade what is this one, Blush Peony, which is again just a beautiful pink. Very beautiful and just easy to apply, easy to build up. And then this highlighter by him is a little bit, it could be a little bit intimidating for people because it has an iridescent, you know, kind of switch to it, but it's beautiful, you guys. If you use it as a topper, it just gives you such a beautiful, should we do it? I have already blush, but let me I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but it is an iridescent, you know, like holographic. Can you see that? I'm not sure because I already had, you know, but this is, look at that. It is beautiful, you guys. It is not too much for a very glam look like the one that I have right now, which I feel extremely glam, and we're gonna talk about this in a minute. This just looks beautiful. It's never too much, and if you do this and then this one atop, just like a topper, it is beautiful, you guys. This one I love. This is my favorite one from his line. Highly recommend Blush Peony, and it's also a blurring blush, so you put it on your cheeks and you just blurs every single pore. It looks beautiful. Highly recommend. And speaking of blurring blushes, Suqqu palette. This palette I can't get enough. I've talked about this many times. This is their newer blush palette in the shade 102. This is beautiful, you guys. It may look a little bit deep, but it isn't. It's just a very buildable. Oh my god, I love it. When I use it, I do feel that blurring effect just like wings, and I highly recommend you look into Suqqu's line. They are sold as SOUFFLE'S. I have a full video on their pre-holiday collection. I'm gonna link it above. This is a beautiful collection, which I have here one of their eyeshadow palettes. This is the one that I liked the most in 136. If you like pinks, this is where it's at. I've done a beautiful looks using this palette, and the quality of them is just stunning. Extremely pigmented. Just like one swipe kind of thing. The pink is not very pigmented. It's one of those pinks that you do wanna use as a transition, or you wanna build up. And then these, oh, way to go. And then these sparkles, the pink at top. I just love this palette. I highly recommend if you like pink. Another highlighter that I've been enjoying, and this is the one that I'm featuring in today's video, is this palette by Dior. It is in the shade Rose Gold, and I did a full review on this one. I have swatches and comparisons. I'm gonna link that above. This is beautiful, you guys. I really love it. It looks very natural, but at the same time you can really build it up. Like in today I used this Wayne Goss 02 brush, and I feel like it gets really there, and it really picks up the product very nicely. I've got a few comments saying that this just looks very natural, but not really, you guys. Sometimes the lighting could be deceiving, and when I wear this and I go outside, it's like, whoa, yeah, she's wearing highlighter. It is one of those, but it depends on how you mix them up. So these two are my fave at the bottom of the palette, and this is a beautiful blush topper. So this palette by Dior, it is one of their holiday palettes, and I've been enjoying it. I have to mention Charlotte's highlighter. I've talked about this many times. I featured this guy in many of my videos. This is her Superstar highlighter. Oh, this looks very bright. There you go. It is one natural highlight, if you will. Look at that. It's not really on your face, so I wear this every single day that I have to go to work, that it is not going to be an offensive highlighter to anyone. It just looks very natural, and to make it even more natural, I've been using just any dual fiber brush, you know, just right there, and it just looks stunning. So this highlighter I've been enjoying quite a bit. Mcgrath highlighter, I talked about this in a video as well. I reviewed it, and this is what this guy looks like. Let's do swatches so that you can see. So this is pad. You can see that it is much more metallic, a little bit more blinding, and depending on the brush that you use, you can make it, you know, really buildable. And then this is Charlotte's. So they are, you know, not really quite the same. This is a lot, Charlotte's is a lot more peach than pads, but both beautiful highlighters. Extremely pricey highlighter, but I love the formula. I mean, if you feel it like splurging at this, you're not gonna be disappointed, but I do feel like it is extremely pricey. They are just very different when it comes to their formulas and like how they look on the skin. If I want something more pink, I reach for this. If I want something more natural, I reach for this. So, you know, it depends on what I'm on the mood for, but they are both equally beautiful. So blushes, individual blushes, I've been loving this one by Charlotte in the Shame Walk or No Shame. I love this formula of her. This blush looks just so glowy and pretty. I love the formula of these ones. They're just extremely easy to apply, easy to blend, easy to build up. They're just beautiful, beautiful blushes. So this one in Walk No Shame is my favorite. And also I reviewed Dior's holiday collection, and one of their standout products is this one. It is their blush in the shade 353. This is the Golden Nights Rouge blush, and this is a very pinky and pretty. You can see it is really cool tone, so depending on the eye look that you want to wear, this is precious. It has some sparkles, but it just looks so nice and perfect on your skin. If you want to see my review of the Dior holiday collection, I'll link it above. It is a beautiful collection. I love the blush the most and their eye palette. So when it comes to eye makeup, I picked out my faves, and the one that I'm wearing right now is a Mcgrath. It is a MUSE Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad in Interstellar Icon. I did a full review. And this shade looks like that because it came broken. I got my money refunded and I just pressed it back in. I did a full review on this guy. This doesn't have Pat special formula, so some people, you know, may think that this is not worth it and it could be a little bit overpriced, but there is something about having everything in one palette like this that makes it so convenient and beautiful, and not to have one of those big palettes. So I do appreciate the fact that they're all in here. They're pretty, they're together. This is the palette that I'm wearing right now. I applied this one in my outer V, then of course the blue in the center, and then this one in the inner corner, and I called it the day. I love it. I've been loving this blue. Is something extremely special in my opinion. It has a beautiful, you know, change of color. Oh my god, this for a one shadow look, it looks stunning. Oh my god, I love that quad by Pat. And also, since we're talking about my eyes, we need to talk about Chandelier's lashes. Look at these beautiful and flirty lashes. I've been loving these guys. This is in the style Pink Diamond, and these are by the brand Shandelier. These are luxury 3D Mink lashes. I've been loving these guys, you guys. I don't really tend to wear lashes all that often. You already know this, but for some reason these are just so easy to apply, so easy to grab, and they're beautiful. I'm gonna link them below. I do have a 10% coupon code if you wanted to try them out. Rare Beauty. I did one more time review this guy, and you have to love their color story to love something like this. I just picked up the pink right here. I picked it up during this sale, and I show you that in my Sephora sale haul, which if you're feeling like watching a haul, go ahead and watch that video right there. But this is the other one. I haven't touched this one, so I can't speak about like the quality of that one, but the one that I've been using a lot is this one, especially these two colors, because they're just extremely neutral and just easy to apply, everyday friendly, you know, work friendly. I'll do like this color all over my lid, lashes, and liner, and I'm good to go. So this is a beautiful palette. The packaging is so pretty, and it feels very luxurious and heavy. Everything about these palettes by Rare Beauty are really nice, so I highly recommend those palettes if you're looking into, you know, something different and colorful to add to your collection. Charlotte's Tilbury Dazzling Diamonds palette. This is beautiful quad by her. All the shades in here have glitter, so you have to love a glitter to really enjoy this palette, but they are just so pretty. That's the lightest shade, which it doesn't show up too much because it is meant to be, you know, that highlighting shade and everything like that. Sorry for my crooked swatches. I'm trying to speak and do at the same time really quick here because I could see that this video is gonna be a long one, but I had just so many products this past month that I needed to mention. So anyways, this one by Charlotte is one of my favorite releases from her lately. I want to highly recommend and give her some love. It is stunning. The blue in here just makes everything so special. I've done looks with only this shade and it just looks very pretty again, so highly recommend this one. If you like the color story, you're not gonna be disappointed. Bejeweled palette by her. This shouldn't be a surprise to you all. I use this palette all the time. I love it. I find the color story to be just very nice and complimentary. I use it for every single day. This is the palette that I'm reaching for the most out of every single palette. It's just easy. Let me show you the color story. So I tend to reach for these shades right here. Again, it just makes everything so easy. The purple here is beautiful. These ones are just so neutral and pretty. I love this palette, you guys. So easy to reach for, so easy to apply. Shades in here, they just blend by themselves. The mattes are beautiful, the shimmers are punchy. Everything about that palette is very special. One of my favorite holiday releases so far, to be honest. And yeah, I highly recommend that one by Celestial Divinity palette by Pat. I also love. This is her holiday palette, her bigger palette. This is called her Mega Celestial Divinity. And I mean, you've got to love glitters, you've got to love bold colors to really love this one. The way that I've made it work so far is just applying one shadow. Say this one, I've applied this shadow all by itself, liner and lashes. I've done that with this pink. I've done that with this gold. You know what I mean? The shades in here are just extremely soft. You can see that they're soft and they could be a little bit crumbly, so you have to be careful on how you use them. They do have fallout, but I think that for the price, just giving us a nice, you know, combination of colors, a nice variety of colors. So again, I really love and have been enjoying that palette quite a bit. I wanted to talk about my meteorites. These are new by GUERLAIN. They're golden bees meteorites. This is going to be your finishing step, the last step on your makeup. It makes you look blurred and flawless. I don't know if you can see my complexion, guys, but really there isn't a pore that you could see because I've mixed this one and Pad. These together, this is extremely blurring, you guys. This powder, like this thingy, is a very special. Truly, I love it. But there is something about these meteorites that when I use them, they just make me look very flawless and perfected. So I don't know, I can't attribute, you know, the flawless complexion to either of them. I do use them together and I love them together. So I wanted to mention these ones. This is part of GUERLAIN's holiday collection. These are golden meteorites, the golden bee meteorites, and they are a little bit yellowy, you know, but they're stunning. They're really pretty. Let's move on to lippies, and I have many to show you, and I'm gonna talk about formulas mainly. And with this long sleeve, I feel like I'm not swatching properly, so let's pull it up. First one, Rare Beauty. This is the one that I'm wearing right now. These ones are extremely underrated, extremely beautiful, you guys, and they are affordable. You know, they're found at Sephora, but the formula of these lipsticks are blurring, you guys. They are not extremely opaque, so you do want to build them up. I feel like they blur every single line on your lips. It just looks very pretty. I have many shades of this one. I'm not talking about just specifically this shade, but Fearless is the one that I've been wearing. I feel like it's very nice and fall appropriate. So this is one of their darker shades. Suqqu's Fog lipsticks. So this was part of their pre-holiday collection that I was talking about. These lip fogs, you guys, are amazing. Oh, I forgot to talk about the longevity of Rares. These last a ton. They're not meant to be, like, they don't claim to be long wearing, but they truly are. Beautiful liquid lipsticks by Rare. Then these ones by Suqqu, as I mentioned, they are just so nice and creamy on your lips. They have a nice formula, like, I don't know how to explain it. They're called Fog. They're like blurring liquid lipsticks. They do last a ton. So once they set, they do take a long time to set, like half an hour, something like that. They do take a long time to set, but once they do, they're locked and they last. a good 5-8 hours, even with eating and everything. These ones are beautiful. This one is in the shade 103. I have 102, which is their more nude tone, but I have it in my purse because I've been using it underneath my mask and it doesn't transfer too much. So beautiful product by Suqqu. Then from Charlotte and her newest lipsticks from her holiday collection, I've been enjoying Super You, which is in her Matte Revolution formula. I love her Matte Revolution formula lipsticks. It is my favorite lipstick from her. And then Lisa Eldridge. I review Lisa Eldridge. I picked up more lipsticks from her. These are extremely soft, you guys, so you have to be careful. I know some people are complaining that these are breaking off the base of the lipstick. I never pull them up too much, so I do tend to be very careful with them, but these are beautiful. This one is Velvet Affair, which is my favorite. Hello, it is a nude shade. And then we have here Velvet Muse. So Velvet Muse, sorry for the crooked swatch, and Velvet Muse and Velvet Affair. Oh my god, you guys, these lipsticks are just everything. The packaging, they're so luxurious. They do repel. Look at that. Beautiful. I love those lipsticks by Lisa. Next up, skincare, and oh my god, you guys, we are going to talk about Naturium. This is a brand by Susan Yada. If you don't know who she is, she's an influencer. She started as a YouTuber, but she's a skincare YouTuber, and those videos I love watching. That's how I discovered her brand recently. They don't ship to Canada, so if you're in Canada, they unfortunately don't ship to us, but they do to the US, $25, and you get free shipping. So I want to talk about the vitamin C complex. This guy has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. The hyaluronic acid in here is beautiful. It just makes these products extremely hydrating. These you get you know, a dropper applicator, but it is a beautiful vitamin C. Vitamin C is an ingredient that I always use in my skincare. I tend to use it during the day and then, you know, follow up with sunscreen. But this vitamin C is just gonna help you brighten your complexion. It's gonna help you with hyperpigmentations and everything like that, and is beautiful. This one is beautiful. I've never tried a vitamin C like it. As I mentioned, it's extremely hydrating. These products are clean, they are fragrance free, they're vegan. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful brand. They have the next one, which is another beautiful niacinamide serum. This is their plus zinc niacinamide. It has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. Niacinamide is gonna help you with sebum production, so it's beautiful for oily skin type people. It's going to also help you with uneven texture, uneven skin complexion, and pores. This is a beautiful ingredient. I love niacinamide. This one is in a pump, which I prefer, and this is the consistency. As I mentioned, this also has hyaluronic acid, so it makes it extremely beautiful and hydrating. Oh my god, I love this brand, as I mentioned. And then last but not least, we have this one. Very special product from her, because this one is a vitamin C serum plus vitamin A. So it has a form of retinol in here. So it has hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, salicylic acid. It's like mind-blowing. If you're thinking about starting retinol on your routine, this is a beautiful. I tell you because I do use retinols in my, you know, I'm trying to incorporate it into my routine, but it's been really harsh on me. I have sensitive skin, acne prone skin, and this hasn't done that to me. So I only use it once a week because I don't want to aggravate my skin and make it super sensitive and angry. But this is beautiful. I cannot believe she, like Susan, made this beautiful product. This has vitamin C, retinol, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and salicylic acid. These are all the ingredients that I want for life. So I actually really committed to this skincare line and put some of my other things aside, and I've been trying these for over 2 months, and I can truly say, you guys, that all my hyperpigmentations that I have on this side of my face are almost fading, and I am so impressed. I wanted to give them a nice and good shout out because this is a beautiful brand. They have so much. I have a lot more from them, but these are like the standout products that I wanted to highly recommend. Links in my description box so they're easier to find. But yeah, beautiful products. Anything that you picked from her site, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be disappointed. Last but not least, the scent I was talking about. So this is actually my first celebrity scent ever. This one is Cloud by Ariana Grande, and this is what it looks like. It has another thing that you could, like, it stands on something else that is literally a white cloud, but that's quite a bit, so I put that. You know, I didn't keep that, but this is the bottle. You need to be here to smell the room. The top notes are lavender, pear, and bergamot. The middle notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, and vanilla orchid, and the base notes are musk and wood. You guys, this is my first celebrity scent, and I bought it because this girl was raving about it on a video. I love this scent. It doesn't linger so much. I bought it maybe 2 weeks ago and I can't stop using it, and even I've gotten compliments for my husband, which he's not really a huge scent person, but when something smells really nice, he'll compliment on it, and this is one of them. He's like, what are you wearing? It smells so expensive and pretty. I'm like, well, it is very affordable, you guys. This bottle was like $60 Canadian. I bought it from Shoppers. I'm gonna link, if I can find it, in my description box. I know they sell it at Ulta, but it is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my god, this is so different from the scents that I'm used to. I'm super used to clean and woody scents, but because the base notes on these are wood, when it sets on your skin, it's just a little bit sweet, but not sick and sweet, like a zero sweet, because sweets give me a headache. This is just stunning. I love this scent. I wanted to highly recommend it if you go into, you know, your Ulta, and just give it a sniff. I think you're not gonna be disappointed. Beautiful, beautiful by Ariana Grande. Like, I was so blown away that I needed to share. Alrighty friends, and that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of these products? Are you going to try any of them? Which ones are your faves of the month? I love to hear from you. Please do not forget to check out Lynn's channel. Tell her I sent you. Show her some love. You're going to just fall in love with her. I promise you that. And yeah, everything is gonna be linked in my description box for your convenience. Thanks so much, you guys, for your love and support. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.